Three waves of feminism. A vindication of the rights of women, published in 1792 by Mary Wollstonecraft, is considered as one of the earliest works of feminist philosophy. A vindication of the rights of women by Mary Wollstonecraft. It is considered as one of the earliest works of feminist philosophy. The word feminism is derived from the French word feminisme. Scholars and critics divide feminist history into three phases. These phases are known as waves. So, feminist history is divided into three phases called waves. There are three waves of feminism. First wave feminism begins with the campaigns for the right to vote for women and lasts till the passage of the 19th Amendment of the Constitution in 1920, which gave American women the right to vote. First wave feminism begins with the suffrage movement. Suffrage movement, the struggle for the right to vote. And it lasts till they get the right to vote by the 19th Amendment of the Constitution, which gave American women the right to vote. American women were given the right to vote in 1920 by 19th Amendment of the Constitution. Other areas of concern of feminist activism were the promotion of equal property rights for women and the opposition to chattel marriage, which legalized ownership of married women and their children by their husbands. These are the other areas of concern of feminist activism. The promotion of equal property rights for women, and also opposition to chattel marriage. So women were considered as a property. So in chattel marriage, husbands were given the ownership of married women. Husbands were given ownership of women, just like cattle. They were treated like cattle or slaves. So the husband is the owner of a married woman. So feminist movement was opposed to this chattel marriage. Suffrage movement gained popularity by the turn of the century. Suffrage movement, the movement for the right to vote. It gained popularity by the turn of the century. Subsequently, in 1918, Britain passed the Representation of the People Act, granting the vote to women over the age of 30 who owned houses. So, at last, women got the right to vote in Britain following immense struggles, campaigns for this right. But all the women were not given the right to vote. Only women over the age of 30 who owned houses, who were the owners of their houses, only these women were given the right to vote. In 1928, this was extended to all women over 21. In 1928, all women were given the right to vote. All women over 21. In the United States, women got the right to vote in 1919-20. Second wave feminism. Second wave feminism refers to the period of 1960 to 1980. It dealt with the issues of equality and discrimination. It is marked by a vibrant political campaign known as Women's Liberation Movement. Women's Liberation Movement with radical feminist ideas. The second wave feminism refers to the period of 1960 to 1980. This is the period of second wave feminism. It dealt with issues of equality and discrimination. It is characterized by active political campaigns known as Women's Liberation Movement, WLM. Simone de Beauvoir declared in her book The Second Sex, published in 1949, one is not born a woman but rather becomes a woman. One is not born a woman but becomes a woman. It is one of the important texts of feminism that immensely influenced women's liberation movement. Virginia Woolf's earlier book, A Room of One's Own, published in 1929, and Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique, published in 1963, are also considered as seminal works by feminists. The personal is political, a slogan formulated by Carol Hanisch, summarizes the spirit of the second wave. So it is a slogan of the second wave feminism. The personal is political. Hanisch rejected the wide-held idea that issues related to pregnancy, child rearing, and household chores were mere personal. So Hanisch rejected the view that women's issues related to pregnancy, child rearing, household work were personal, they are mere personal issues. So such views that women's issues are personal issues is rejected by Hanisch. The second wave feminists firmly believed that the personal as well as cultural issues are inherently political too. They are not personal issues, but they are political, inherently political. Third wave, third wave feminism. Third wave feminism has begun in the 1990s and extended to the 21st century. The third wave feminists accused that the second wave was woven around the experiential context of the upper middle class white women, chiefly in America. Actually, it's a split in the feminist movement. So, a section of feminists declared that the feminist movement is not concerned with the issues of non-white women, non-European women. It only concentrated on the issues related to the white women. Third wave feminism has begun in the 1990s and extended to the 21st century. The third wave feminists accused that the second wave was woven around the experiential conduct of the upper middle class white women, chiefly in America. So they held the view that the second wave feminism deals with only the experience experiences of the upper middle class white women. It neglects the experience, the issues faced by black women, non-European women, non-white women. Intersectionality. An important feature of the third wave is its intersectionality. Intersectionality is a term coined by Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989. It implies that the many layers of discrimination and repression faced by women like race, gender, class, etc. intersect each other. So intersectionality implies that it is not a gender discrimination alone that women face. There are many layers of discrimination and repression, like race, issues related to race, class, etc. So, non-white women, suffer issues related to race. The first and second phases ignored such subsets within the concepts of gender.